Hello students, you are welcome to Learners Club Holiday Lesson, an initiative of Akada Learn. In today's topic or lecture, we shall be looking at narration. Specifically, we will be looking at playwriting. I'm your holiday coach, Mr. Achebulu Jenwojo David. Let's get started. Introduction. Let's look at narration. What is narration? Narration is a message or a story that tells of an act or occurrence or course of events which can be presented in writing or drama or cinema or maybe as a radio or television program. Now, what is playwriting? Playwriting is the act of crafting a dramatized narrative for a theater production. Playwrights compose play scripts for characters to perform live on stage in front of an audience. So students, we're going to be dealing more with playwriting because in telling our stories, we need to write them down in order for us to be able to act them. As later we shall be introduced to softwares where we can put our stories into action. Alright, let's look at how to write a play. Of course, when we are talking about play, in this case, we are dealing with performing acts, that is roles that can be acted. The first thing we need to know here is to determine your story. You have to brainstorm a few ideas that translate to the stage. You have to consider the message of your play and invent a central conflict that underscore what you want to say. The second thing you need to know is to determine the main characters. Now, stage play are largely character-driven stories. So you need to identify the protagonist, that is, we are referring to the main character, and their goals or traits, that is, their characters and backstory. Then, lastly, you look at, still on it, you have to craft a compelling antagonist to bring conflicts to the main character or supporting characters. By antagonist, we mean something that will be kind of different from the main character. You bring another character that will be different from the main character. Either the character is opposing the main character or is supporting the main character. The third thing on how to write a play is outline your idea. Begin outlining your play by separating it into acts. Now, write down the beginning, the middle, and end of your play, including the major story beats and plot points surrounding your main conflict. Then the fourth thing is that you will input stage directions. That is, you consider stage movement when drafting your play script. You include stage directions such as entering and exiting the stage and any physical actions necessary for the storyline or character development. Remember, you are writing a story that ought or that can be acted. So you consider all these things in your write-up. The fifth thing you will consider in writing a play is that you write your acts. In doing so, you have to break long scenes of dialogue up with actions, with tension, or with surprise. Then the sixth thing you need to consider in writing a play is that you use proper formatting. You format your play correctly to ensure it is easy to read and looks professional. In this case, when you are in doubt, you have to use some script writing softwares which will automatically format your play script and remove any guesswork. Then number 70 you need to consider when writing a play is that you have to reread and revise. After completing your first draft, read through the entire play from beginning to the end. This is very essential. The 8th step you need to consider when you want to write a play is that you have to proofread and edit again. Now, using the notes that you have drafted, when you read and you reversed earlier on in step 7, then you take a second pass at your script, you fine-tune the dialogue and the action. Then you can commission family and friends to read the script and provide honest feedback. Then the 9th thing you need to consider is you can do a table read. You can ask some willing participants to volunteer for a table read. The table read will highlight elements of your play that you may need to adjust. Some of these things you may not have seen them before, but when you do that table read, they will be able to highlight the elements and you adjust. Then you can now apply the learnings from the table read to the final draft of your script. Now you are ready to go. A very special thank you to you, my students, for taking out time to listen to the end, and also thank you to Akada Learn for creating this initiative.